Well, hello, everybody. So today we've got Pat Morgan, who's the Chief Deputy of the Kenton County Sheriff's Office, with us today. And Pat, we could probably talk for hours about all the work that the Sheriff's Office does. First and foremost, thanks for taking a few minutes with us. And maybe you could kick us off by letting the community know really what does the Sheriff's Office do? What are all the duties of the Sheriff's Department, Sheriff's Office?
Well, the duties of the sheriff by statute and by the Constitution, the sheriff is elected by the people, and the sheriff is by the Constitution and Kentucky by statute. Also is mandated to service the courts. That's their court security officers, which are certified through the Commonwealth. They work in the court system, deliver all the criminal and civil process that come from the courts, any orders of the courts, transportation of prisoners to and from the courts and to the penitentiaries, along with extraditions of fugitives who leave the area in Kenton County. We also enforce any law enforcement, criminal law. We have a lot more power in the civil law of enforcement for judgments that businesses or the state have against an individual or company. We also, the law enforcement in on the state, local, federal, we have members in the U.S. Secret Service task force that track fugitives. And we also do, we're mandated to collect all the taxes for the taxing districts of Kenton County that are formed and recognized as a taxing entity within Kenton County and for the Commonwealth of Kentucky and school district.
So it's really an amazing, unique amount of duties that fall under your office with Sheriff Korsenborn, and you as Chief Deputy have to oversee all these duties with the different departments, right? You've never seen this thing like we've been dealing with COVID, and maybe you could speak to some of the changes you have been dealing with since late or mid-March, I guess, with your team, and some of the things, how things have adapted and how you've had to continue providing services.
Yeah, since we got the notice to close and the meeting with, I'll have to say the meeting with you and the fiscal court and your department heads in the beginning when we started to realize that there was going to be a closure, the communication between Kenton County is very unique. As I travel throughout the Commonwealth, that our county is pretty much one of the counties that people always speak to us about, is how our county is well connected through our fiscal court, our county clerk, our PDA, and how you organize things, and Joe Schreiber and your team, and how we start the process to close the buildings. And I've never seen in my 38-year career, what we've done is once we shut down, we had to start looking at, okay, how do we protect our employees, what our deputies who are on the road, how we're going to keep them safe. We started following, we had enough of the PPE materials, we had masks, we had all that stuff. We had to absolutely get more. Then our staff was inside the office, because we're an office that would have to allow people in to take court orders or emergency protective orders, domestic violence orders, things like that. We would have to be, we had to do. So with that being said, and through March, as time was going on, we started developing a reopening plan beginning at the end of March, starting in April, 1st of April. And our office really didn't shut down completely because we had these constitutional duties of the law enforcement and to service the courts. As courts were doing Zoom videos, we are also receiving EPOs and orders of the courts, and to do transports of fugitives who we work well with the Commonwealth and the county attorney. Again, uniquely, we work very closely with inside our county. And so we've done that, and so we kept busy with that. And also on the administrative side, carrying concealed deadly weapon permits. How are we going to get those? How are we going to get our vehicle inspected from out-of-state registration? Because people are traveling. As you well know, we have a lot of snowbirds, and they were back in March, but they wanted to go back to Florida, or maybe they're going somewhere else, but they weren't flying. Well, they need to get their vehicle registered. So with that being said, in beginning about middle of April, we developed a plan, and we worked well with the Campbell County Sheriff, the Boone County Sheriff, and Grant. All four of us coordinated how we would absolutely do it, how we would do a plan to do vehicle inspections. And we worked out a plan so everybody was on the same page up here in northern Kentucky. And we did that. And so we started inspecting vehicles and also delivering CCDWs by having somebody call in, taking it to their house, notifying them by a phone that we dropped them off. They would sign their paperwork or put a check in their mailbox. However we did it, however they wanted to set it up. So there was no close contact, and people really were receptive to it. The vehicle inspection we set up where you can you sent your title and your driver's license to us via email or fax it to us, and then we would we would set up an appointment or a time, or we would work it out if we had to come to your house. So we kept government open. The sheriff kept the government open. Sheriff Korsenborn did. We kept the government open, moving, and from that period of time, from like April 15th or so, I think we did 300 to 400 vehicles of inspections. We had a large amount of CCDWs, that carrying concealed deadly weapons, that were processed online and came in, that we either delivered or we mailed out to people when they signed their form, sent their form signed to us. So we really tried to keep things as normal as possible. Then we knew that May was coming, and we started looking at our Independence office. So we had no glass barrier in our Independence office. So we knew in our new building, we love the glass. Our clerks are really, the glass is really great, protect them. You don't have, any kind of spray or anything coming towards them. So we got some quotes, and the one thing we did is that you had to have the glass installed by May 1st in case we did open up. During the whole time, you and your staff kept us informed that here's where we're going. The governor kept you all informed, and we had the glass installed in Independence May 1st. So as time progressed, we started opening up more in the middle of May as the June 1st date was coming. And now we are ready to open, after we're speaking with you and your team, July 1st, we're going to reopen our Independence office for everything that we do. We collect taxes. Tax season is over with. They extended to May 15th, but the tax season's over with. But the sheriff's office will be open July 1st out in Independence if everything goes well and there's no other closure, or we hit a spike and something happens that we would not be able to open under the executive order.
Well, this process has been amazing, and I got to tell you that we have seen so many people, even though these frustrating times, that the team there has been very responsive just to try and work through and jump through the hoops to keep people taken care of on these transfers and tax collections. So again, kudos to you and your team to really be flexible to do that. I think it's not typical in government, and I know that you guys have been working hard to make that happen. As we plan to get reopened in Independence, and the maybe you can speak to the crowds that we've been seeing in walking in at the Covington Government Center and the new building. Maybe the public who haven't been down there realize we got lines out the door at times, and it's been a challenge. A lot of backlog there. Yes,
we are seeing long lines of pretty much vehicle registration, and working with you and Joe Shriver and that. We have a deputy in the lobby. We worked on a plan together with Gabe Summy, our clerk, and the other elected officials in the building to put the stanchions out there to try to keep the social distancing. But we do have lines out the door to be transfer of vehicle registrations. And a lot of people can't get on flights. Now they're taking their kids and they're driving, and they want to make sure their driver's license, which, we have limited driver's license capability in Independence, and they're doing as many registrations. There's mail-in, there's a drop box in front of the building, but the lines can be somewhere up to an hour, 2 hours long, even longer. But Gabe has somebody vetting the people out in front to make sure they got all their paperwork, so they're not standing in line for a period of time. We have a deputy out there to make sure that we're trying to keep everybody, in courteous, to each other, and social distances, whatever we can do. and make sure they get their, if they're getting their vehicle inspection, that's the first stop. Before you get your vehicle registered, you got to have the inspection. So they stood in line for 2 hours and they have to go get their vehicle inspected.
Not good.
That's not good. It's not good. So there is a vetting process out there, and they're working to move people along through. It's just going to take time with being shut down for 3 months. And we get the questions. How do I drive if I don't have my driver's license or expired and I'm going out west or going up north to Michigan or Florida? My vehicle, my plates are expired. I said, a lot of them will give you, they're still under 30, 60, 90 days. I said, but I can't guarantee it. You're going into another state. But we are seeing long lines, but they are working through it, trying to get things done. And hopefully, as time goes by, everything will go really back to normal. Our courts down at 230 Madison, there was a plan in place with our judges, which really went well. We expected long lines. They've changed their dockets around, Judge. We haven't seen the lines down at 230 Madison. Down the street, around the corners, we have not seen them. They're pretty much everybody's following in line, and that process is moving right along too. It's just right here, right now in Covington, people are trying to get things done that are mandated by the state, and hopefully we can move forward and just be courteous, and it's going to take time. If
there was one misnomer that you have seen over the past couple weeks, Pat, about people not understanding about the realities of dealing with your office, what would it be in terms of getting a transfer from out-of-state car, or maybe from a car transferring from family to family member, anything like that you can think of that you just would wish everyone would know and be more aware of?
I just, I wish they, they know and aware of that, we are open, we're moving forward, Gabe's open, driver's license is open. There is a lot of people, a lot of teenagers who want to get their driver's license. But we are doing it. I mean, it is. And June 1st, we are inspecting, typically in our Covington office, we would inspect, during 20 cars a day, 20 to 25 cars a day. We're actually doing 60 to 65 a day in our Covington office. So with that being said, if it shifts to Independence and everything goes well and everybody can open at that July 1st period, if they can, because I know we got the other officers still working on getting their glass up and things operating. It could relieve the pressure, and we hope that happens. And I know you hope it happens. We all are working towards that goal. And because we got businesses open, government needs to be open and operating efficiently. And the sheriff's main objective is we work for the people don't work for us. And that's his thing, that we have staff meetings all constantly. He is, try to help everybody out as people are getting a little testy, and they're, where it was really good in the beginning, everybody courteous is kind of on edge now. So, but we are moving along.
Well, I personally appreciate you and the sheriff's efforts, and man, everybody at the who's been working. I know extra effort oftentimes in some more stressful times, so we appreciate it. And you're open, the sheriff's open. You're gonna be doing everything you can to take care of people's needs, and I know that that's come across very clear. So thanks for spending some time with us today, and we'll check back with you, and hopefully things start to settle back into a normal schedule for everybody.
Well, I hope so. It's been a little busy with the executive order from the president, and the one good thing is the Kenton County Sheriff's Office, along with many of the police agencies in Kenton County and Boone County and Campbell, are certified and accredited law enforcement agencies through the Kentucky Association of Chiefs of Police. So a lot of the policies are in place, and I actually have been on emails, and things are moving forward to even be better and to work at how we can be better in all law enforcement. And Sean Butler, who Sean as well, was the retired police chief of Independence. He is the executive director for the Kentucky Association of Chiefs of Police. They are working hard along with other agencies and sheriffs to better the process and make sure that we all are meeting the standards that have been set out. And and Sean is we're actually looked at our policies just recently, and we all are moving towards what we see that maybe need to be changed or tweaked in these times. So you can rest assured, the sheriff in our northern Kentucky area, that in the Boone and Campbell County Sheriff are certified, accredited law enforcement agencies. So we are unique and lucky here in this area. We are. So.
I think it's well said that, we should be grateful for the fact that we've got a high standard of operation for all the police departments, the sheriff departments, and sheriff's offices. And then I love to hear the fact that you say, hey, we're always willing and you're looking constantly to a model of constant improvement along with the team. So we should be proud of that, and with a model that we have in Kenton County in particular and in the Commonwealth. So thanks for your leadership there as well.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you having me, and everything you've done for us. And it's all the key is communication between the agencies here in Kenton County, and I think it's worked well.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Have a good day.